As of 2025, my agency has launched over 500 email campaigns for our clients. In this video, I'm going to break down the best performing ones we've ever launched, as well as why they worked, the thought process behind making them, and how you can take the principles of those emails and use them for your brand's email marketing today. Hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, so the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to break down the email first to show you what it looks like, and then I'll talk about each step and then why they work. We're going to go through 6 basic emails, but again, they're valuetainment, so they use no discounts, no promotions, nothing like that. It's just straight to the point, giving value to the audience. So let's get into it. All right, so the first email is for Little Toes, your guide to a clean diapering routine. So a cleaner diaper routine in 3 simple steps. Quick learn more button, call to action, 2 little adorable babies, step 1, step 2, step 3, and then a shop now button. So it's pretty simple, pretty basic, but here's why it works. All right, number 1, the CTA is at the top. So we're making it as easy as possible for people to click on the email and go directly to the link that we link it to. So the reason why this works also on the outside of that part is, let's just say, for example, you consistently send emails out to your list and you're just giving them value. The moment they're going to want diapers, your brand is going to be the first brand that comes to their mind when they're like, okay, I need to buy some diapers in this example. So all you're doing when you're putting the CTA at the top is, if they're actually looking for, diapers and getting restocked and all that, you're just cutting all the fluff instead of making them go all the way to the end of the, look at the entire email, then go to the bottom, when you're giving them the option to go to the website like that. So instead of making them have to go through the entire email, you let them go in the very first above the fold. So this is why having the CTA at the top is very important. You give people the option to go to the website immediately if they don't want to read the email. Step 2, the product is shown clearly. So this is helps parents see exactly what they're getting, and it builds trust fast. So this goes with any email. Like, it doesn't only have to be guides or valuetainment. It's pretty much in every single email we launch, we typically want to include the product. Now, whether that's, a whole product section, or maybe it's just supporting design elements, like in this email, that is just in the sides. But the main point is you want to show the product. Why? Because again, it helps build trust with the parents. If I'm a parent and I want to know what diapers I'm going to get for my kid, I want to know how they look like, if they're, they're going to be medium sized, large, small, all these different. I'm not a parent, so I don't relate, but you get the point. So when we're making emails for our clients, make sure that you show them the actual product. I'm going to go into one email that we specifically went into each specific ingredient and or specific part of the product, which I'll go into that later. But in your emails, make sure that you show the product so that people understand, hey, this is what I'm actually getting, and they don't think it's a scam. Step 3, it gives real tips. So give parents real tips and value. In step 2, we said, hey, wipe gently with non-toxic ingredients. I'm going to go into this very, very heavily later in the video with another email. But when I tell you this is so important, is you want to make sure that each email that you send out, if it's a valuetainment email, actually gives actionable steps that parents or whomever your audience is can actually take. It's not just fluff. You know what I mean? So in every email, make sure you give actionable steps with real value. And it's not just like, fun fact, Donald Trump is president of the US. I don't know, something random. Making sure that you're actually giving something of value and you're actually giving valuable and actionable steps. Next, number 4, tips sell the product. So make it super clear that the product is the solution parents need. So as an example, in step 2, we said, use plant-based, fragrance-free wipes to clean without irritation, especially for sensitive areas. Pretty easy, simple step to follow, but it's quite important. Make sure that each step that you give is in accordance and alignment with the brand that you sell. So in this case, we know that Little Toes Diapers is plant-based. It's fragrance-free, right? It's all these little things that we're promoting in each step, so that when parents say, okay, based on these 3 steps, I need a product that matches this criteria, matches this criteria, and matches this criteria. What product does that? Well, I know in every other email that Little Toes sends to me, they say that they're plant-based, that they're fragrance-free, that they're, sensitive, they don't cause irritation on sensitive parts. So make sure that each step that you give within your emails actually aligns with the product that you sell. Pretty simple step, but it's pretty important. So that's the main point of this email. Again, this is a guide type of email. So we're giving guides to parents about how to, have a clean diapering routine. But again, to wrap it up, CTA at the very top. Products are shown very clearly throughout the email. You give real tips and actionable steps that parents can take, and each tip helps sell the product and is in alignment with the product. Next email, we're going with Bean to Bean. Shout out Bean to Bean, smoothest coffee you'll ever taste. Like, it's best. But anyways, this is a limited edition email. So let me go through it real quick, and then I'll tell you why it works. So limited edition, only 50 units in stock. In this email, we're promoting a new shirt they released, which is the Agua Santa, right? Santa. We have Agua Santa, introducing the Bean and Bean merch store. We have different items of, that they sell in their merch, and then shop the Bean to Bean merch. Boom. So why does this email work? Number 1, it's limited edition, and it shows the actual number of limited stock that they have in stock, and it creates urgency. So this is pretty obvious if, like you're thinking, okay, well, that's a pretty obvious step. But here's the thing. A lot of the times you have something limited in stock, or it's not limited edition specifically, but it's limited in stock. It's limited in the amount of, items you could, produce, limited in stock, but it's limited in some way or another, right? So your emails say, okay, if I sell things that are handmade, I know as a human being, I cannot make, 100 t-shirts by hand in an hour, right? So in my emails, I may say, hey, since our products are handmade, get your hands on the specific product that we're selling, right? Just plug in whatever product you're selling within April 20th or whenever it is, because we're not going to be able to keep up with the demand that we're expecting. Again, you as a solopreneur, as an example, if you're a solopreneur and makes the products by hand, you cannot make 1,000 t-shirts at once. So say that in your emails, find different ways that you could use limited edition, limited stock, or just create real urgency in your emails like we did in this email. So again, it shows the number of limited stock. In this case, it's 50, and it gets people hyped up to say, okay, you know what, I might as well get my hands on it. Right? Number two, it gives backup options. If people didn't want the main product, the rest of the merchandise gives people a reason to click the email and eventually grab and buy the product. So as you can see, we could have just made the email just about that wasanta, which I don't think would have performed bad. Honestly, I just think that if you add more, honestly, I don't think it would have performed bad. But what you're doing with this type of email is you're giving people different reasons to click on it. So yes, you may have something that's limited edition. You make a whole email about it, but you can make another email that says, or even A/B test it out, right? Who knows everything? Nobody except God, right? But you could say, hey, based on this, we have this limited item in stock, you're promoting it, and then make the other email about, hey, we have this limited item in stock. If this doesn't suit you, if you don't like it, or if you're not looking for this specific product, here's different options that we have for clients. And then you just list out the different options. In this case, we have shirts, sweaters, caps, cups, mugs, all that sort of stuff. So we're giving giving people more options and reasons why to click on the email and not. Right. A little step 2.5, it's not a big issue, or it's not a big, in my eyes, it's not a big reason why this email did so well, but it's still pretty important. Used introducing angle. So when people think something is new, it's a psychological aspect. They become curious and more likely, in this case, to click on the email. When we're saying introducing the Bean2Bean merchandise store, this store already existed for a little while, but giving that angle of, hey, introducing, or in your case, you could say limited edition like we did, or new item in stock, or limited drop, whatever the case is, give them a reason to say, you know what, this is something new. A lot of people want new, different / unusual. Fear, again, fear as in the sense of like, okay, this is something I need to get or else this is going to happen. Or sexy and attractive. Sexy and attractive may be an actual woman. It could be a chocolate. It could be a guy, I don't know, or choose, pick and choose. Or it could be a discount, right? A discount is sexy and attractive people. So pick one way or another to get people to say, you know what, this is something new. This is something I want, and make people more likely to click. In this case, we use introducing to pinpoint that it's something new. Okay, last step, link to LP, landing page. So we linked the link directly to the product page and not a general homepage. So here's what I mean. So in this specific part, so when we're slicing the email, we're cutting the email up. When we upload it into Klaviyo, we made this section only link directly to the landing page of the product. So a big mistake that a lot of people make, and this actually does make quite a big difference in conversion rate, is that if I were to make the same email again, and instead of linking it to the product page, I link it to the general homepage. So instead of bean2bean.com, just the general homepage, people have to go through so many more steps to find the product that you were specifically trying to promote. And just those simple steps of searching it up and typing in the search bar, or clicking products and then finding the shirt, or just clicking merchandise and clicking shirt, those little steps that you're making people go through makes your conversion rate drop by a lot. Why? Because you're making them go through so much extra hassle when they don't need to. If you just link the product, or just link the email directly to the product page, people are going to go to the product immediately and see, okay, this is exactly what I was seeing 5 seconds ago. So you're not making any confusion. You're making it as easy as possible for people to click on the email. Now, once we did the introducing the merch store, then obviously we did it to the general merchandise page. We didn't just do it to the homepage, but still it's an important point to state. So that's Bean2Bean email. That's why this email works so well. Again, create a limited edition urgency. I had backup options in case people didn't want to buy the shirt. 2.5, little point, but still important. Use introducing angle. So find different ways to make people want to click on the email. And then finally, we linked the email. We linked the email directly to the product page and the landing page of the merchandise store. Next up, text leaks. So I'll read the email really quickly. This is one of my favorites, by the way. I personally loved it. Like I remember when we sent this email out for the first time, it was fire. Our text message is exposed, right? Then you have the boy. He's like, yo, guess what? Oh my gosh, what happened? Found Yon Man, real skincare for real men. What's the catch? Solid products that work and help you step up your game. Little product section right here. Then you say join the movement, redefine your grooming with Yon Man today, shop now, and then 3 unique selling points at the bottom. So why does this email work so well? Number one, probably the most important part from my understanding from all the emails we sent, short and eye-catching headline. So the headline, our text message exposed. It's not something that people expect. They're like, oh, shoot, wait, what is this? If there's something to get exposed, it grabs people's attention fast and makes people want to read more, like a good text notification. So instead of our text message is exposed, I could have put leaked messages from best friend or something along those lines to make people say, okay, this is actually something I want to read, right? Then it's number two, real iPhone look. When something looks familiar to people, they're more likely to notice and engage with the whatever you're trying to sell. In this case, it's an email, right? So in the email, we said we actually put a real life image of what an iPhone looks like. Granted, not everybody uses iPhones, like I understand that, but almost everybody at least knows what an iPhone looks like. So in the email, we had something familiar that people automatically click with and like, okay, this is something that I've seen in the past. Might as well just go and look at the rest of the email. So what does this mean for you? In your emails, find something that everybody in your demographic or most people that receive your emails are more likely than not to recognize or realize that something's familiar. As an example, if you're selling some type of equipment for boxers or MMA fighters or something along those lines, you may want to have stinky hand wraps that look nasty and disgusting and all that. But then in the rest of the email, you say, hey, you want hand wraps that don't stink every time you wear them, that are easily washable, all these different things. Buy our hand wraps or buy, a very some type of something you sell to people for their hand wraps. Find something that your audience instantly recognizes and familiar with so that people understand it, conceptualize it, and are more likely to read the email than not. Number three, it's relatable and has 5th grade reading level copy. So it's easy to read and super relatable, and it's written the way the demographic actually talks. So first part, we could have made the email super professional and classy and, said, hey, sir, what is up? Oh, nothing, sir. What is up with you? I found this amazing skincare brand. It's called Yon Man. Do you want to know what it is? Ah, man, what's the catch? Well, it had sucked. No, I'm being stupid with it. But the point is, we're making the language that we're making the copy of the email match the language that we know this demographic talks. Almost everybody that receives Yon Man emails are dudes. They're guys, right? They're men. So when we're writing the emails, we're writing the perspective of a man. Now, think of it in the other way. If you sell some type of product that's very luxury or elegant or very high class, you may want to speak kind of how I was speaking the first time. Like, hey, like if I was remaking the email for Yon Man, I'd be like, hey, Cindy, guess what? Oh my goodness, sister, what happened? Well, I found Yon Man, my perfect skincare routine for my boyfriend or something. All right, horrible example, but you get the point. Write your copy the same way your audience speaks, talks, and writes. Okay, number four, straight to the point, and it's a clear CTA. So simple copy to wrap up the email, plus a clear CTA of shop now. So this is one of the most important parts. Honestly, like I'm pretty sure I know how to make the email not perform as good as it did because this was one of the performing ones for Yon Man. If I were to add a section right here and have it be, for example, let's just say I move these products down here and end the phone off. So I have the phone show up like just to the end and then move these products at the bottom. And then in that section, I would have made a whole nother section about how the products are, vegan. They're, they have no chemicals. They're naturally produced and it's a natural product and all these different things. If I were to make the email twice as long, I almost virtually guarantee you that the email would have done way worse. Why? Because you're giving people all they need in order to make a decision to buy the product or at least click on the email. Because you're giving people more information that they need to know. More is not always better, especially when it comes to email marketing. So when you're making your emails, make sure that they're very concise, they're short, and they're very easy to digest, right? So what we did is instead of adding a whole nother product section, we added 3 little icons at the bottom that summarize the whole point. Natural product, no chemicals, vegan. Very, very simple email, right? So again, we made it very, very short and we transitioned the email from the product section right here, just showing the product, as I mentioned, and join the movement, redefine your grooming with Yon Man today. In this case, if you're selling some type of healthy product, redefine your diet today, make a stand for a better life today, shop now. Something like that, something to match your brand, but you don't need to make this super, super long email. And I'll tell you this was at one point when we launched this email, it was the #1 email we've ever launched with Yon Man. So this email did really, really good. So when you're using this email for your own brand, make sure that you, 1, have a short and eye-catching headline. Number 2, give something or show something that's familiar to your demographic or list. Have relatable copy based on your demographic and list, the way they speak, talk, and write. But make sure it's under 5th grade level copy. And number 4, make sure that the email is straight to the point and has a very clear CTA. Our next email is a once inside email. So this is one of my personal favorites. I absolutely love it. So I'll just go through the email first. Pizza box art, we have the price there. The perfect gift for every pizzaioli. I have no idea how to pronounce that. What's in the box? Choose from 12 balls or 24 balls. Pizza sauce, pepperoni, pizza peel dust, shop now. Right? And then you have the CTA, extra little product section, shop all, and then the little end off. Why did this email work? Number one, the product is a big deal. So it has big images and bold text, which makes the email and product feel important right away. So as you can see, we specifically designed this email to have the goal behind the boxes to make it feel more important. So when you're writing your own emails, especially when the email is just about the product, like this email is, which I'm going to talk about in a second, make sure that you're making the product feel special. Of course, you have a bunch of design elements. In this case, we use a little glow, but if you want to use, you can just use like an entire black background and just your product. Something that, like we've done that before with Great Balls of Flour and it worked as well. So just make your product stand out and feel important, especially if the email is just about your product specifically, just talking about the product. Number two, it shows the price. Now, what this does is it anchors people down with price so that they're not surprised when they go on the site. So, of course, we have the price and it gets people to understand, hey, this is how much it's going to cost when they actually click on the email. Now, if you look at the total number of people that clicked on the email, if we were to take off the price, it probably would have been a little higher because people don't conceptualize the price. Maybe they think it's like $5. It doesn't matter. But here's the important part. The people that do click on the email, the chances of them converting and actually buying the product goes way, way higher. Why? Because in their mind, they're using the rest of the email, their website, everything else they're going to see after the price is justifying the reason why that price is the price. So if I'm a consumer, I'm saying, okay, this is $42. Why is this $42? It's the first thing I'm going to ask. And then in my mind, I'm justifying why it costs $42 or pounds with every single one of these products. So, okay, I'm going to get 12 balls or 24 balls immediately. Okay, well, for $42, I can get 5 pizzas from Pizza Hut. I know I can get 24 here. Okay, this makes sense. It's reasonable. It has pizza sauce. Okay, it has pepperoni. Okay, pizza peel dust. Okay, now I'm starting to justify all the reasons why I should buy it. And then when I go to the landing page, it gives even more reasons because it's literally just trying to sell you at that point. But because they've seen the price, now they're justifying all the reasons why it does cost that much. Next up, number 3, breaks down what's inside. So this is, in my eyes, the number one reason why this email works so well. It clearly shows what's inside the box with real images to support it. So imagine you sell some type of box or bundle as well. And you know that if you just include the bundle, or maybe it's a box or some type of thing like that, where people don't actually see what's inside. If you just show a box, imagine we just showed this. If we just show the box and cut the rest of the email out, it would be like, dude, it's just a box. But because we've added all the other products and what's inside the box, people are like, oh, shoot, this is actually what I'm going to be getting. Now, if you're thinking, well, my brand doesn't sell a box, like you actually see what the product is immediately, then do this. And this is a really important point because you can do it with your own brand. And we've done it before and it worked. If you sell a drink, for example, and you sell some type of botanical, like, we work with another client that sells botanical. You'll see in a second. If you sell a botanical, for example, which is a drink, and it's very, very healthy, all these different things, the way you could use the same type of format in your emails and differentiate yourself from all your competitors is this. Instead of saying what's inside the box, because you don't have a box, you say what's inside the drink. And then you say all the unique selling points and the different ingredients that your drink specifically has that stands out from the competition. So now when people see your emails, now people don't think from all the different brands I see, it's a botanical that has cacao beans, that has pomegranate seeds, that comes from the Middle East or comes from Asia or comes from Mexico. And you're giving them all the reasons why you stand out. So now in the consumer's mind, they don't look at you like every other brand. They look at you as the specific product that has these 4 or 5 unique selling points that your brand offers. So use this type of same email format with your brand and make sure that you say all the specific reasons why your product is different from your competitors. Going back to the one I skipped, number 1.5, a single product focus. Now, highlighting one thing makes it stand out more instead of splitting up the attention. So going back to the Bean to Bean email where we just had that one shirt, same thing goes with this product. So instead of having just, different types of products from Great Balls of Flour, we have the boxes, then we have the dough balls, then we have the pizza peel dust and all these different things. We gave people just one option. That way, in their minds, they're not deciding, okay, I have to choose between this product and this product and this product and this product, this product. The only decision they have to make is, do I want to click on the email or not? So you're cutting off all the extra fluff and you're eliminating something that's called option overload. You're not giving them too many options. You're not giving them say, okay, which one do I want? You're saying, do I want to click on the email? Yes or no? Okay, moving on to negative number 4. Something I wish I would have done a little differently is that the email is not short enough. So ask yourself, whenever you're making your emails or you're having your designers make the emails, say, is this actually adding something to the email? So in this specific section, I added 4 little pizza dust and pizza dough mixes. Now looking back, I really wish I would have just taken that out because it's not really anything to the email. Which is honestly it's something nitpicky. Like it's probably not gonna make like a huge difference. But if I were to go back and change it, I would have just taken this part out because it's really not adding anything to the email. It's just making it longer for no extra reason. You know what I mean? So same thing with your emails. Just make sure that every single part of the email that you make, ask yourself, is this part actually worth it, putting into the email? Is it giving something to people? Is it adding more value? Is it getting people to convert at a higher rate? Is it giving people more background that they need to have? Maybe more information a lot of the times isn't better. It isn't always better. A lot of the times people just want to know the 1 or 2 biggest reasons why your product is different or your biggest unique selling points. And that's all you got to do. Now, if you start adding, we were made in Egypt and we traveled from Asia and, our product was, our brand started in Minnesota and, we donate 5% of, our proceeds to charity and this, and you give me so many different things. They're like, bro, I don't care. I just want it because it's vegan. All right. So whenever you're making your own emails, ask yourself, is this specific part of the email actually adding something to it? Next one, quick tips. One of my favorites. So I'll just go through the email. 3 easy tips for healthier drinking, simple steps for better drinking habits. Shop now. You have a lifestyle image right there. And then you have number 1, mindful choices. Number 2, serving size matter. Number 3, choose healthier alternatives. Is there a drink that checks all the boxes? You decide in my product section right there. All right. Why did this work? Number 1, super clear headline. Same thing as the Yon Man one, but it's a little different. In this case, we just wanted to make it super clear, right? In this email, people immediately understand and can wrap their head around what the email is about. I heard a quote, and it was a guy saying, when people read their emails, they're in zombie. Right. So it's really the truth. Like, I can't deny it. Like, when people read their emails, they're just going quickly, like, they're not actually setting time aside to read their emails. So in your emails, make sure that when you're making a headline, make sure that it's super clear, especially if it's talking about some type of guide or steps for people to follow. Because if you're talking about steps, if you're trying to make it, clever instead of making it clear, people are going to be like, okay, well, what is this email really going to be about? I don't get it. You want to make it super easy for them to understand and conceptualize in the headline. Right. Next one. 2, lifestyle image. So this is something as a sales guy. This is something we use in sales called future pacing. So pretty much future pacing is you're getting the person to understand and think about what the future is going to look like as a result of, in this case, following the email. So if I'm trying to sell you something, I'm going to be like, okay, so Christian, can you maybe walk me through like how would your life look differently if you were to get the XYZ product instead of, what you guys currently have? And then in your mind, you're going to be like, oh shoot, well, if I had this product, I would have, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to live a healthier lifestyle and this and that. And then, you go into probing and all that. But in your emails, have something that gets people to visualize what their life's going to look like as a result of following the steps in the email or getting your product. So in this email, we had like a little lifestyle image and it's like of all fancy people. So unfortunately, for a lot of people that drink alcohol, they have problems with alcohol. They might not even want to go to a party or they dread going to the party because they know they won't be able to control themselves and all these different things. So we added a lifestyle image to say, hey, this could be you. You can go to parties. You can socialize. You can have fun. All you got to do is follow these 3 steps, right? So number 2, with lifestyle image, you get people to start thinking about what their future will look like as a result of following these steps. Number 3, tips that sell the product. Again, same thing as the Little Toes one. Make it super clear that the product is the best way to stop drinking. So in step number 1, we added choose non-alcoholic drinks without added sugars, colorings, or flavorings. We didn't say buy Melati, just said choose non-alcoholic drinks without sugars, colorings, or flavorings. But in every single email, what do we say Melati is? It's a non-alcoholic drink without added sugars, colorings, or flavorings, right? So if you're going to duplicate this type of email, make sure that instead of, choose non-alcoholic drinks, plug in whatever unique selling points or whatever specific things people like most about your product as the tips that, you give in your emails. Number 4, actionable steps. Now, this one I'm going to pause a little bit and kind of take it out of the whole video because this is such an important part. It's made me, it's lost me so much money. It's made me so much more in the future. I'm going to give you a story. Let's just say that I have a friend, right? And he is an alcoholic and he has a lot of problems. He drinks a lot. He can't contain himself. He can't go, can't go out to parties. And it's just a very tough life for him, right? So he goes to me and he's like, hey, bro, listen, I have a problem. And he starts telling me he's an alcoholic. He can't live life. He's living a horrible life. He's not healthy, all these things. And I say, all right, you know what? This is what I want you to do, man. I want you to do step 1, 2, and 3. Go home, read up on it, but do these three things. And then once you do it, get back to me and let me know how it goes. If he goes out and does those things, even if it's the tiniest thing, he's going to look at me like, you know what, bro, you are the person that has given me the best advice, because although he might have received advice from YouTube, TikTok, maybe another friend from other places, they make it too hard for him to understand, and they don't give him actionable steps that are valuable. Against me, I might have just told him same thing. Mindful choices. Hey, instead of buying alcohol when you go shopping, drink botanicals or whatever these things are. Because I gave him an actionable thing to do and a real tangible thing to do, and he was able to do it that same day and see real results. Now he's seeing me like, you know what, dude, I'm gonna follow you for the rest of your life because you're giving me advice that I actually did and it worked. So the point is, in your own emails, the fastest way to build trust, number one, and number two, have your customers' eye respect you and understand your brand as the trusted authority, is by giving them real value, actionable things that they could actually do, especially if it's that same day. So in your own emails, make sure that you don't fill it up with fluff. I've made that mistake of filling up emails with fluff with ChatGPT. Like, listen, if you want to use ChatGPT, we do it. It's not like no shame in it. Do it. But make sure that you refine it and you change it up to match your brand's tone, color, voice, all these things. But more importantly, to make it actionable steps. That's why, as I mentioned, having fifth grade level copy is so much more beneficial, because it's not like you're demeaning somebody, like, oh, I'm talking to like a fifth grader. All you're doing is making your content more available to the masses. And for people that already understand it, you're just making it easier for them to understand what you want them to do, which again helps them take action. So please, and I'm begging you, this has helped us so much in not only the agency, but just the clients, and understanding more social dynamics, and just so much more, that when you give real value, that people could actually take advice, like actually do something from it and take advice from it, and actually, the word I'm looking for is take action on it. It just helps so much more, and it actually builds so much more trust with your brand, and at the end of the day makes a lot more revenue. So that's number four. And number five, just moving on out of that passion speech. So this is actually a product tie-in. So this is a perfect transition from the point of the email to the product section. So it'd be kind of weird. This is a small thing, but still important. It'd be kind of weird if, I give these 3 tips and at the end, without any transition or anything, I just put the product. I mean, you can still do that, but it's still a little weird if I just give value and then just put the product like that. You know what I mean? You can still do it. Don't get me wrong, but it's more easy in a transition, and it flows better in the email if you have something to kind of transition it. So perfect way to do it, and you can literally copy paste it. Is there a drink that checks all the boxes of step 1, 2, 3? You decide, and it has the product section. And that again is product section, which leads me to this last point. The product section is clear, concise, and straight to the point. So again, we didn't fill it up with so many different things. Like the best way to describe it is try to make your biggest ideas and concepts in 1 or 2 sentences, or even better, in icons or infographics, right? So for them, we said, hey, the product, or I'll read it to you. We went and said, Melodic Collection, non-alcoholic botanical with 0% alcohol and no added sugars. Our spirits are a healthier and flavorful choice for any occasion. It immediately gets people to understand, okay, 0% alcohol, no added sugar, so it's healthy for me on top of it not being alcoholic. And it's healthier and a flavorful choice for any occasion. Okay, that makes sense. In one tiny, it's not even a paragraph, it's a sentence. In one tiny sentence, we were able to convey the entire product in a very short, concise, and straight to the point manner. Right. So again, your own emails, make sure that you go, if you do it, include a product section in your email, which, generally speaking, I think most of the time you should. Make sure that it's concise, straight to the point, and people get it. Right. Moving on to the last email, my personal favorite outside of the Great Balls of Flour one, and it's just my funnest one. This the email design we use for all clients is the main reasons to buy. So I'll just break it down. Right. So points, sugar, nah, obviously, 2 grams of sugar, only 90 calories, and 100% dark chocolate delish. Product, mascot, shop now. At the very end, 3 unique selling points and the logo. So, as you can tell, it's a very short email. Well, let's read. Number 1, headline hints at the main benefit. So, it's fun and catchy, right? But also clearly calls out the product's biggest selling point. Again, I'm going to say this again, but just a little slower, because it just immediately, it perfectly defines the point. It's fun and catchy, right? But it also clearly calls out the product's biggest selling point. Sugar, not wrong. Simple as that. So let's go through it. Why does this work so well? Again, because if you and you're going to see this point, if you look back at the video, you're going to see me mention kind of the same point over and over again, maybe in a little different manner. But the point is, a lot of the times with every email that we launch, you want to take something that's very big and hard to understand, it just takes a lot of space, and narrow it down so small that it's so easy for people to understand and conceptualize. In this case, sugar, not on, right? So for them, for points, when we made the email, we knew that I'm like, okay, so if this is, because we tested it out with other emails before and it crushed as well. Okay, what's the main selling point? It has zero sugar. Okay, sugar, question mark? No, no sugar. Immediately you understand, okay, this thing does not have sugar, right? And then you go on to the second point. Well, negative 1.5, this is the only thing that I wish I did. Would have loved to do an A/B test with and without the price of the product with the big selling point. Again, same thing I mentioned, Great Balls of Flour. Since we had the selling, this is before we tested it out, but it's again, when you mention the product's price, a lot of the times it anchors people when they do go to the product section and landing page. So I would have loved to include some type of A/B test having the price point. But anyways, oh, so embarrassing of me. That should have been number two. Number two, product is big and front and center. So people clearly see the product, right? And build a caption of trust of what they're getting. That is messed up. But here's what I mean, right? So immediately when they see the product, same thing as the Great Balls of Flour one, since they see the actual product in hand and just the product, again, they're not looking at so many different things. For Great Balls of Flour, granted, it's a box, so it's kind of by default. But instead of here and putting so many different, like maybe I would have added the chocolate actual points, like the actual like little bite-sized chocolates around the email. Instead of doing all that, I just put the little fat product right there, but not fat, like it's not for me, I'm just saying like we made it look fat. Anyways, but again, we put the email, the actual product right front and center, so that people see it. They're like, okay, that's exactly what I'm getting. You like that's you don't get you know what I mean? That's the exact point. You want the people, you want your consumer to think that's exactly what I'm getting. I'm not Uncle Sam, but that's exactly what I'm getting, right? So that's the main point of this email. Like one of the biggest points of the email is that since we made the product very big and in front and center, people immediately understood what they were going to get. And lastly, again, one. No. Three is the CTA links to the product. Same thing I mentioned, but again, it's a very important point. Clicking the button takes you straight to the product you just saw, which means no confusion. Again, these are remaining points. It creates no confusion and no extra steps. So if you take a look at the email, it says shop now button. Instead of linking them to hummy.com, right? HUMMII.com, we literally link them to the exact product page. So this is what it looks like. And again, think about it. If you are reading the email, you're going to see this big old fat product right here. And you're like, okay, that is what I want. And you click shop now and you get here. You're like, oh, that's the thing I just saw. So now you don't have to decide, okay, now I have to find the product and have to go through the website and have to click on white chocolate or dark chocolate or peanut or all these different things. No, immediately, that's the product I saw in the email. This is the product I'm seeing on the landing page. Make a decision, buy, sayonara. Live happily ever after. Right. But again, make your emails link directly to the landing page or whatever your product is, the landing page of your product. That way people don't have any confusion about what they're getting and you don't create extra friction. That's the word I'm looking for at the end of the day. You're not creating any extra friction and no extra steps for them to go about. So anyways, those are the main points of the products. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Peace. Bye. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, if you wanted to maybe get some help with your emails on a 100% performance basis, click the first link in the description. It'll take you to book a call with my team and hopefully we could help you. Bye. Jesus loves you. That's a blooper. So a zero testosterone man does that. Hey, Cindy, guess what? Oh my goodness, sister, what happened? Well, I found Yan Man, my perfect skincare routine for my boyfriend or something. I used to bench 305. Can't even do 225 on flat. Hey, who still has a six pack though?